The year was 1979. College students in Tehran attacked and took control of the U.S. Embassy, holding hostage 52 American citizens for a period of over 400 days. The whole thing did not come to an end until January 20th, 1981, when our citizens were freed and they were allowed to come home. It's been a very long time since we, the American people, have had to think about something like this. But given what's happened in Israel over the weekend and what's currently going on right now, are we headed for some form of a repeat of this very thing? Wonder what I'm talking about? Hold on, folks. I'm going to explain everything in just 1 second. My name is Brian Trippett. I am your front porch conservative. Step on up to my electronic front porch and let's talk. By now, most, if not everyone, is aware of what happened in Israel over the weekend. And as is to be expected, whenever violence like this breaks out and appropriate retaliation happens, numbers start to come in, albeit slowly at first, but then the longer this sort of thing goes on, the bigger those numbers become. And now we, the American people, are getting some feel for what has happened to us as a nation. I take you to Breitbart.com to give you an idea of where we stand. Headline: Joe Biden: At least 11 Americans killed in Hamas terror attacks in Israel, others, quote, likely held hostage. Article written by Christina Wong. President Joe Biden posted Monday evening on social media that at least 11 Americans were killed in Saturday's terrorist attacks in Israel. Okay, I want to take you now to the Twitter page for the President of the United States, and we read the following. As we continue to account for the horrors of the terrorist assault against Israel this weekend and the hundreds of civilians murdered, we are seeing the immense scale and reach of this tragedy. Sadly, we now know that at least 11 American citizens were among those killed. It's heart-wrenching. These families have been torn apart by the inexcusable hatred and violence, and my heart goes out to every family impacted. The pain these families have endured, the enormity of their loss, and the agony of those still waiting information is unfathomable. The safety of American citizens is my top priority. We are still working to confirm, but believe it is likely that American citizens may be among those being held by Hamas. I've directed my team to work with their Israeli counterparts on every aspect of the hostage crisis. For American citizens who are currently in Israel, the State Department is providing consular assistance as well as updated security alerts. For those who desire to leave, commercial flights and ground options are still available. Okay, let's talk about this. What has happened over the weekend and what still continues to unfold in Israel is absolutely horrible on all sides. The death toll, when last I had the opportunity to look at the numbers, stood at over 1,300 between Israelis and Palestinians. And now we find out that American citizens have perished in this conflict. But worse yet than that, it could very well be likely that Americans have been taken hostage by Hamas. Now, I asked at the beginning of my video whether or not we may be heading for a repeat of what happened in 1979 in Tehran, Iran, when college students who were loyal to the Ayatollah Khomeini attacked and captured the U.S. Embassy in their nation's capital and held our people hostage for over 400 days. I must say, history may not repeat itself, but like that old expression goes, it certainly does rhyme. And that I'm seeing here, and the parallels are frightening. For example, 1979 was the year leading up to the year of the 1980 election. This happened in 2023, and we're about to roll into 2024. This was done by crazed students in Tehran over 40 years ago. This was done by crazed militants of Hamas in 2023. There was a Democrat in the White House in 1979. There's a Democrat in the White House in 2023. The Democrat in the White House in 1979 was marked by at least two different characteristics. Number one, they were very slow to make decisions, which prolonged the crisis. And number two, they were micromanagers. They wanted to be involved in every little detail of what was happening. The current occupant of the White House, also of the same political party, has the exact same tendency. Micromanages every decision, but is very slow to actually make a decision. And in a case like this, you cannot let that sort of thing happen. You have to be decisive. Now, I am in the hope that none of this is going to materialize. It's my hope that if hostages have been taken, that we are able to negotiate for their release very quickly without giving up concessions and without appearing weak on the world stage, especially in the eyes of an enemy that gauge you by your strength or weakness. And it is my prayer, although I disagree with Joe Biden politically and his staff politically, it's my prayer that they are given the wisdom to know what to do and they act upon it accordingly. But I'm telling you right now, it would not surprise me if in the media in the days ahead you hear the words Hamas hostage crisis. Much like we did over 40 years ago when we turned on our TV sets to Nightline on ABC and heard Ted Koppel utter the words, the American hostage crisis, day whatever. Where's it going to go from here? I have no idea yet. But when I hear the words, hostages have likely been taken, my mind goes back to a time when I was a child and I had to watch these images on TV, along with my family, along with millions of American families across the nation. I'm very frightened. I'm not going to lie about it. And like I said, I really hope I'm wrong. I hope that this does not materialize. But the parallels are there. The timing is eerily similar. And we'll see what happens. But that's what I think about it. What do you think? As we start to wrap up this video, please do me some favors as always. Number one, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please do so. Number two, please leave a comment below. I would love to know what you think of this entire situation. Number three, please hit the bell for notifications. I want to make sure you're always aware when new material and videos are coming out. Number four, share the video around. And finally, please give me a thumbs up. My name is Brian Trippett, and I am your Front Porch Conservative, and I will see you next time.